Hi, Thomas.
Well, hello.
Thank you,
Sorry about the
team.
delay. I had certain issues came up, right? I had to handle them, and it just I had reserved too little time to do
Okay.
it. So my
All
bad.
right.
Sorry.
All right, that's fine. So your impressions, your thoughts about the U.S. election and a pretty clear victory for Donald Trump.
I think I just wrote to X something like 30 minutes ago that this is the this is one of the best days during the past 5 years. This is
Okay.
that, yeah, because it's now like people in the US generally do not understand how bad the situation in Europe was becoming because of Ukraine and all that. So,
Okay.
and now we have hope. Like Europe, the European leaders have they have shot themselves in the leg economically and otherwise too. We are much deeper slump, I think, than what the actual economic figures um, uh, well
Okay.
show because
So
they yeah. Anyway, but
okay.
yeah. So now there's hope.
Okay, and the hope is what? That Trump settles the war and gets Ukraine to capitulate and
No,
give up
no, the thing in
land and
Ukraine is there's just two options. Either escalation to a NATO level, that NATO will get directly involved, or Russia will overrun Ukraine within the next few months, possibly pushing the AF or the armed forces of Ukraine to unconditional surrender.
all
I
right, well,
don't
they have
think.
time. They have time before Trump takes office. That's January 20th. That's two
Yeah,
months
I
over.
know, but now that they know, I think Trump and Putin will start to negotiate, if not today, then during this week, how to proceed. I don't think at current, uh, like Russia has shown their strength, military strength now. They are overrunning everything NATO throws there, basically. So they don't, they just want, I'm rather certain that Kremlin just wants, well, they will take the East. There is no discussion about it anymore. But I think Kremlin just wants to see the conflict resolved, and hopefully that the Europeans would German would open the remaining Nord Stream pipeline, because now they are bringing this gas here, through China and Kyrgyzstan, and it's crazy. They are presenting a a tough stance towards Russia, but they are circumventing all these energy sanctions and all that through different counterparts. And the stupidest thing is that they now haul Russian gas to China and then drive it all through the Cape of Good Hope and all in the whole world basically to get it here. It's a farce. And European economy suffering, like German economy suffering so badly. I don't think it has suffered this badly since the Second World War. Like Volkswagen is going to cut. It's a German company, with a very long history. And some German analysts just wrote that they have never closed an actual factories in Germany, and now they are. So
Okay.
it's the European economy is in dire straits, and we are threatened by the collapse of European, or what remains from the European security structure that was created after the Second World War. If Ukraine collapses completely, then I don't, as a European, I don't want to see that. So
Because Poland would be next, right?
next, well, Poland would need to move in.
Yeah.
And there was just comment coming up. Nord Stream 2, the second pipeline, is still operative. You can take and turn it on, but Germany doesn't want to. So there's two pipelines. The one was blown up, and the second one is still functional, at least according to the Kremlin and President Putin.
Hmm.
And so
Why?
yeah, so what I hope what we'll start to see now, that like in Ukraine, Russia holds all the leverage, everything. There's nothing except nuclear attacks that NATO can throw at Russia anymore. So they have won. It's done. So what I'm hope that they will start like negotiating really rapidly, really like this week, and they get agreement to stop the Russian advances, freeze the zone of conflict to some point, and then we just hope that the Biden administration will not conduct a seppuku for Europe during these last 2 months. So that's the hope, and we really haven't had a hope in Europe for close to 2 years. So this is all the well, there's no nicer way to put it, but all us uncorrupted analysts in Europe have been secretly hoping for this or openly. So that's the thing.
Okay. Secretly, openly.
Yeah, secretly or openly. That's like a
Yeah.
secret openly. I don't know,
It's
but
an oxymoron. Can you keep a secret?
sure, of course.
I'm not telling you now because you share your secrets publicly.
I do, yeah, yeah, I do. I
All
have
right.
that. That's yes, sir.
All right.
But mostly personal things.
You know what the secret to trading is, Thomas?
What it is.
There is no secret.
Yeah,
It's hard work and living through adversity. And if that scares you, do something else.
yeah, that's very good
All
advice.
right. That's a secret.
That's a secret.
Yeah.
But I think did you watch did you watch the speech of Trump, the victory speech?
No, it was
Okay,
past my bedtime. Yeah.
of course, yeah. But anyway,
Yeah.
well, it was morning here, so I watched it, and it was like you could see, of course, the burden of the campaign, but also the enormity of the task that lies ahead. I think,
Oh yeah.
like, I could show you just this one thing. I don't
Yeah,
have,
go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is because, like, do you see this? The accumulated federal deficit. You see it?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah. So this is the thing now. Like, if from the Trump is the blue, we have I have excluded the second quarter of 2020, which was the Corona thing, because it didn't reflect actual policy. It was a panic emergency move. But the Biden, this is insane. Like, I think they could get even to a deficit of 8,000 billion USD in 4 years. It's insane. So this is like, if we look at where the yields are going, they're not going where the Fed wants them to go, and I think there are
Yeah.
two reasons for this: the trouble that is brewing in the Middle East, aka a war, regional war, and then the fact that U.S.
Well,
has issues of.
won't Trump be able to broker a peace there? If you think he could broker one in Ukraine, maybe he doesn't want to broker a peace in the Middle East because he's adversarial with Iran.
Yeah, but because these are the two conflicts are tied. Like, Kremlin has made it clear time and time again that they are fully backing Iran.
Right.
And before Iran hit Israel the first time, was it on the 30th of April or something? The day before, Russia launched a high altitude test of an intercontinental ballistic missile which flew over Iraq. It was a statement. So I think Trump knows this. And he understands that, okay, he's a champion of Israel, that's for sure, but he doesn't want to see the world economy to blow up, which would happen if a regional war would erupt, like oil would go to 300 or something like that. So he will do everything in his power to stop that too. And now the thing is just that now we enter a very precarious period now, because he can talk to Vladimir Putin, but I don't think he has really good connections to Iran because of the assassination of Suleimani.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
does.
I don't remember him.
He does with Netanyahu.
Yeah, 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 he does. But Netanyahu is just one side of the aggression
Right.
now, and everything I've seen that from the Israel attacks to Iran basically stated they were a failure, while the Iranian attacks to Israel have been really effective, at least in my point of view. So now we have the risk that Iran escalates before Trump gets to power, and so there are statements and messages and movements of troops and all that in Iran which propose that there will be a strike soon. And that is something that every single person in the world should look at what happens in the Middle East before Christmas, let's say. Because if the regional war really erupts there, then we are in a world of hurt, really, honestly, because people haven't really seen an energy crisis since the 1970s. You probably remember it, do you?
I do. Gas
Yeah.
lines, everything. I remember it.
Yeah. So it's a similar thing. US would be hurt less. But unfortunately, I think the last time I checked, your strategic oil reserves are rather down because Biden administration used them to drive down the inflation rate. It was that was that's just, I think that was a borderline criminal thing.
For him, that was strategic.
Yeah, it was, but it was borderline criminal. At the same time, you are taking away the reserves, and with your other hand, you are waging a war in the Middle East, basically, or allowing it to happen. It's borderline criminal actions, I would say.
So,
Anyway,
so let me ask you this: is this a seminal event that makes you optimistic? Because I believe that the real problem is debt, and that it doesn't matter when you fly into a mountain if you hit the right side or the left side.
Well, you're absolutely correct about that. But if you saw the town hall of Elon Musk, they asked him how much you think they can cut from the federal expenses during the next 4 years, and he said at least 2 trillion. That would cover the deficit. And I actually, considering what he did with he has been doing with Tesla, and especially what he did with Twitter, now X,
Tuomas,
I think he can pull it off. Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
It's Steve. We've talked in the past. I have to tell you that my opinion about Elon Musk and his collaboration with Trump, etc., my gut feeling tells me that this relationship might end up in tears.
It's possible, yes.
Why?
Very, very much. I mean,
why? What's going to break up the bromance?
First of all, I seriously hope I'm 100% wrong.
Because of egos?
I seriously hope I'm going to be 100% wrong in what I'm going to say now. Okay?
Okay, go ahead.
I want to begin by there. But I'm afraid that, yes, he's going to want to cut a lot, and there should be a lot to cut. But I'm afraid that they're not going to let him. He's going to have a huge list. And in my opinion, there is a very, very big chance that they're not going to let him touch many of...
like defense and entitlements.
Yes. And if you don't cut some of the entitlements and some from the defense, there is no way that you can end up making significant cuts that are going to really shift the needle having to do with deficits.
Yeah, we are in complete agreement based on that. But the thing, how I see the second Trump presidency is that now he cares only about his legacy. And he will soon learn, let's say, during the first 3 months of next year, that the economic collapse is going to come. They cannot stop it anymore. So I hope at that point he switches to thinking about how to get U.S. economy to the best shape after, because that will be his legacy. And also, if it requires, because he has said that he wants Europeans and other countries to carry their load when it comes to defense. I think he secretly...
What you're talking about is the only hope, Tuomas. But you know something, the amount of times in the past I've told myself that, this person should now only be looking for his legacy, and I've been disappointed are too many. What I'm afraid is going to happen is, don't forget that each party has some continuity. So the Republican Party, I believe at some point are going to start pressuring him like, okay, you know something? Yes, you cannot get reelected. Obviously, this is your last term. There is no alternative to that. Even if there wasn't the age issue, you can't be elected for a third time. We don't want you to leave behind, a situation that is going to make it impossible for us to re-elect the next president.
And they have J.D. Vance for that, because the thing they need to get through to everyone in the U.S. that the economic crisis or recession, deep recession, it will come regardless. They cannot really salvage it anymore. It will come, and it needs to come. So at that point, I think all these things change. And the thing with Trump legacy is that now he's here for the last time, and he only wants to present himself as a winner, which he is. So he will start to think not what happens during his term, but after because it will lead to there. And of course, Republicans can pressure him, but I'm not sure whether he cares about that. He cares just about his own legacy, and he doesn't.
Let's hope you're right.
Yeah,
I'm really hoping you're right.
We can have this discussion in 4 years' time. Then we know. Then we know.
Yeah.
After 4 years, we know. So yeah, let's agree to disagree on this.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I have many doubts. I'm hoping you're right, and I'm hoping I'm wrong for doubting it.
This tariff policy will leave us with many Hoover towns. Okay, Hoovervilles. We already have Hoovervilles. And Thomas, what's he going to do? You're saying he can't prevent this economic collapse. How's he going to handle the Great Reset? Is he going to default on the debt? He's threatened to do that before. He wants a weaker dollar. What are his tools and mechanisms to get us out of something that the Fed has delayed for 20 years?
The thing is now that I think there's a notable difference between Trump in the first term and Trump now. So in the first, we kind of thought where actually an analyst who has now left at GNS Economics, he made the argument that Trump may even default, but he really hinted of that about that possibility, and was basically talked out of it by financial advisors, effectively saying that it will collapse the world economy. So he didn't do that. But the interesting question now is, of course, that what if the world economy collapses regardless? So why wouldn't?
Yeah, it's starting in Europe.
Yeah, it is. It's coming. Yeah,
so Europe is ground zero, then Asia, then us. I think that's a rotation.
Yeah, and if he really wants the U.S. to stand first and foremost by itself, then why not cut the dollar thing and default? I think there's too many variables at play regarding the economy and the war that we can definitely say what path he will choose. But my argument for this term is that he's only interested of his legacy, that after 10 years his term looks like a winner. That's the only thing he is interested in, I think. But let's see. We haven't done a full analysis yet. So yeah, but this is speculation. But I have been saying for quite some time to people that if there's a second Trump term, it will be different than the first, because then he had to kind of think his businesses, and he maybe even thought about his reputation. But he's old man now, closing to death. So, and what I learned from older men is that they only care about their legacy, and Trump wants to see the world sees him as a peacemaker and a winner. And I think he will do everything in his power to aim for those. And if there's one Republican candidate, I actually become a fan of J.D. Vance during the past few months. If there's one Republican candidate that can make Great Depression benefit himself, it's J.D. Vance. If you have seen his interviews in CNN and in CNBC, he's a brilliant young statesman.
Yeah,
Really,
he's very smart, very
he's
smart.
yeah. I become a fan. You know, he's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
like
he's very smart, and he has a glow as well. He writes well on the camera.
yeah,
I think he's very good. He
yeah,
was
and he
surprisingly good. Yes.
yeah, and he's ruthless but polite. You know,
Yes.
that's like
Likeable, but at the same time,
yeah,
yeah,
unyielding. So you can trust that if he says that, oh, I will do this, he will do it. And we have been like the world has been pushed through such a period of uncertainty, and that if we face an economic crisis next, people will look up to this kind of leaders who will say this is going to be hard, this is going to be difficult, but we will do that. So I think there's a continuity, there's a legacy which comes from J.D. Vance, and maybe the ticket is J.D. Vance and Tulsi Gabbard in 28. So, but I think choosing J.D. Vance was a great thing. You know, he's just really proven himself to be a kind of statesman of the new era. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
All right. Well, I suggest you get an 8x10 autograph glossy of the guy.
That's all right.
And
But
you know what? I'm very, very nervous because I've never heard you so happy, Thomas. And optimistic. And Steve is happy. He's jumping into interviews. So when you and Steve are happy, the contrarian in me says, "Be careful out there,
yeah,
people." All
something
right,
bad is
these
really
guys,
bad.
these. All right. Anyway, Thomas, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, and
And I'm
sorry for being late. Sorry.
no, man, you know what? You've been coming by for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have, we're human.
Hey, one more thing. If you
Okay.
think that gold is expensive now, I make a prognosis or forecast that this will be nothing where it is in 2 years' time.
Okay.
So
Well, I think you'll see 2400 first.
yeah,
So
okay,
back up the truck there.
yeah, maybe, yeah.
Okay. And anyway, I appreciate it. You've been long gold all this time. Did you ever sell any of it?
We were forced to sell some of it, yeah. About
Why? Who forced you?
accounting. We had a rough patch it about 2 years ago. We were actually
Yeah.
went through a chapter 11 bankruptcy at GNS Economics, so we had to liquidate. So, but
Oh,
it
okay.
yeah, this may sound like a cliche or a marketing piece, but we really care just that we are right on our forecast, and and our own things. They will come along, but our own
Okay.
finances. But yeah,
All right.
unfortunately, I have forced to sell, but I will buy more because I think gold is
Oh,
gonna go to the roof.
okay. I agree with you. It's
Yeah,
in a fourth wave pullback. Silver will outperform, though. Should buy some of that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. Well, people should follow you on X at MT Malinen and go to your website and check out your work, Thomas. And
yeah,
it's good to hear you with a smile in your voice today. And I hope you're right. That the right guy's in there to take care of uh, problems that are so wide on every level, financial, geo.
mm,
It's a mess.
it is.
So anyway, let's hope. I don't know why anyone wanted that job because they're going to be blamed for the fallout that we're going to see
Yeah,
that it's been, should have happened in '08, but
yeah,
we didn't let it play out. So now it's a bigger, skyscraper. So
yeah,
anyway, he will be tested just like Obama was with the financial crisis fairly shortly after his inauguration. Trump will be tested. So um, anyway, here's hoping for the best. Okay, Thomas?
yeah, yeah. Hoping, yeah. Okay, yeah. Hoping for the best.
Oh,
I was just
hoping
listening.
for the best, and now for sure you're going to move to America.
Yeah, yeah, sure. We are there are plans. We are
All
it
right.
will it will be gradual, but anyway, but let me say one last thing. If you think about the administration Trump is going to have, if that is not a dream team of modern US, then there is none. So we have to remember that it's just not Trump and Vance, but there is Robert Junior Kennedy, Musk probably, then Gabbard, the brilliant people, and he knows how
How
to
about, do you
build.
think Stephen Miller is a genius?
I don't have an opinion on him, to be honest.
And the people who wrote 20, their agenda, Heritage Foundation's agenda, I think it's a
I don't believe that agenda will be applied.
2025. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but still, I don't. We'll see. But like I said, there's so many factors, like the economic crisis that is approaching now. The one thing I have to mention though is the banking sector fragility is currently growing at the same rate as it did in February 23.
You mean before SVB?
Yeah,
Uh,
before SPP, and the thing is that now it's more worrisome because loan losses are driving it. So
okay. And also their duration portfolios are going to take a huge hit
of
because they
course,
didn't come out of their long bond positions that
forget
got
it.
them in this trouble.
But
So
those,
anyway,
but those, let me add this: those come and go with the yields, but loan losses do not. They are longer term issue. So this will not go
everything's,
away.
I mean, restaurants, fast food restaurants are closing, things that have been around for 50 years, 100
Yeah,
years. They're
yeah,
closing up.
yeah.
A-
The economies are
Any,
hurting. So,
anyway, you and I will always be employed because we're self-employed.
yeah, exactly.
And only we could fire ourselves.
Yes.
All right. All right, buddy. All
Yeah.
right. So Thomas Mellon and everyone, follow him. It's great to hear you happy, and you and I will be talking January or February again.
Yeah.
All right,
Sounds good.
partner?
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay, that's a wrap, everyone. You could join the team. 8 minutes, Morning Edge. Get the scoop. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow, I have Katie Stockton. So, Thomas, thank you again. People are thanking you. And adios, everyone. Have a great day.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.